Hey guys, Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. You have found your way to Mortgage Sense with Kevin. I like to say a common sense approach to mortgages. My name is Kevin Blair. I have been waiting weeks to get this young lady on our show. I met Bri, I want to say it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Uh, I know who she was. I don't think she knew who I was. Uh, but I had been following her and her success, and I can't wait for y'all to hear this story. Miss Bree, how are you?
I am so good. I'm so excited to be here. So unbelievably honored.
It's I got to tell you, and I don't want to give your surprise away. Not surprise, but I don't want to give your story away. But that I just told you before we started. Sherry and I went to Arkansas this weekend to ride our motorcycles, and I was telling her about you in our conversation and about us the upcoming podcast and what I was going to do for you. And we were listening to a book, and there's two books I'm reading right now. One of them we listened to all the way up there and back, and these books had you all over it. And it's an amazing story. So you're in real estate. I'm in
Yes.
mortgage.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a perfect combination. And what we've done on our show, Bree, is it's I like first the first one we're going to do. I want it to be about you. I want it to be who you are, how you got here, how you got to Chattanooga, and your success because you're killing it in this market. You're killing it for any market. Um, but then we'll highlight homes, but more importantly, it's about who Bri Goodrich is.
Mhm.
So tell us who you are and how you got here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, where to start?
I know, right?
I've been in real estate. I actually just hit 3 years. And so I'll take it back to right before that. I was in college and I actually played at a small Division 1 school. I was a volleyball player. And that sports world is really where I thought I was going to kind of stay. And
Hmm.
so, as soon as I finished up my undergrad, I went into a master's program and ended up getting a master's in sports psychology. Loved it. Loved it. I thought, oh my gosh, this is like the perfect arena for me. And I went to go and actually get a doctorate in clinical psychology, but I did not get into the schools that I was hoping to. And so at that point, I was really kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I was actually approached by a family member of mine who was running a real estate team. This is all, though, in the Chicagoland area. So I was living outside of Chicago, about 2 hours outside of Chicago at the time. And she approached me about joining her team there. And I said, what the heck? Might as well try it.
Let's do it.
So jumped, head first into that. And within that first year, I did a little bit under 50 transactions. And it gave my husband and I the financial ability to really evaluate, is this where we want to live forever? Is this where we want to put our roots down? And the answer was no. So then we started looking at some other places.
And you found your way to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
We found our way to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we've never looked back since.
I will tell you, and we had this conversation when we met a couple of weeks ago. Sherry and I found our way to Chattanooga 31 years ago. And the company that I had been with for 19 years, 8 months, 3 weeks, and 6 hours. I'm not counting. Uh, said in '98, they said, you've got to come back to Texas. And I said, and Texas is home.
Yeah.
Texas is where all three of my kids were born. That's why my wife and I were born there. Um, and we just loved it here and we chose to stay here. Uh, it is such a great city. It's a great family city. The outdoors, like I said. I mean, we went to Arkansas to ride because my brother came from Texas to
Mhm.
ride motorcycle because it's all flat land. You don't want to ride motorcycles in Texas. So, they come here to Chattanooga to ride once a year, and then we meet in Arkansas. Uh, so, but there's more to it than just that, Bree. You have been here 2 years now, right?
Yes, we just hit 2 years.
And you're doing things that's unheard of. Okay. How are you getting your business?
Yeah. So when I first got here, I joined a team and worked as a buyer's agent for that team for my first year, and really kind of decided like, okay, my first year here, I was not going to focus necessarily on my production levels, but I was going to really, really focus on the education side of things. There's so much that goes into real estate. And although Gary Keller has a great book out there that does give a nice kind of manual to how to be a real estate agent, nothing can teach you how to deal with the spontaneity of the career. You know that too, like in your side of things, no transaction's the same. And so what I really kind of came here trying to do was gain that education, learn about not only Tennessee, but about Georgia as well, because now all of a sudden I was going to be licensed in two states that operate very differently.
Very differently. That's right.
So that first year, I really did commit to learning, and I was on a really fantastic team, and they taught me well, and so I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of production that I was able to do in that first year, and that really did give me the confidence to go off and start my own thing, and so that's what I've been doing for the last year, and loving it. But how I get my business is it's interesting. It's very interesting. I was actually a part of a panel last week, and so I kind of did a deep dive into my production for this year so far. And for 2023, I've closed 8.2 million, and goal is 10.8, so well on track, which is great. But I was shocked to see that actually 45% of my transactions closed for the year has been Sphere or a repeat lead.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here for
Imagine
2 years.
that.
I was blown away.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I know we probably touched on this because, and I look at my board, and when you finally will give me time and come to my office, I'm just saying, I look at our it's not a war board, but I'm very very organized to a T. Okay, um, and that comes from many many years of stupidness. How's that? Um, but
You learn from
yeah,
your mistakes.
yeah, I have four tiers of business. Okay. I have my database, I have my realtors, I have my podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I have what we call our social media. Okay. And social media, believe it or not, is like 3% of the business.
Mm,
The biggest portion, of course, is my realtor partners, but the database, if we're not working our database, if we're not taking care of the people that we've already taken care of,
yes.
we're losing and we're leaving so much business on the table. And
Yes.
I almost hate to say it that way, but I'm going to take my glasses off. I almost hate to say it that way because I know what we do, and people think on both sides of this transaction that it's a sales job.
Mm,
I don't think it's a sales job.
I don't
I,
either.
I think it's an advice job in giving people good, solid advice. I
Yes.
would rather tell our people 100% the truth, okay, and them not use me, and then for them to find out that I was indeed telling them the truth. To
Yeah.
me, the character, the integrity is more important than any deal closed, because those people will still refer me business, okay.
Yes.
And to me, that's what it's all about. And lady, you know, you're obviously very, very intelligent. You're all obviously very, very, very driven. Okay, um, because you take your college sports background, the education that you were getting. Um, what you have is a PhD already. It's,
Yes.
it's the pride, the hustle, and the desire.
Mm.
And it's amazing to see what you've done. And I applaud you. I think this is so exciting because I don't know if I told you this the other day because I know your numbers. I do know your numbers. You're in the top 4% of the entire nation.
Oh
Of the
my
entire
gosh.
nation.
You're teaching.
Not,
I didn't know that.
not just Chattanooga. You're the top 4% of the entire nation.
Wow.
Uh, and you've been here 2 years. Can you imagine? Now think about this. And I hope, you know, I'm a little bit older than you are, just a little bit. Um, I've told Josh, you have met my son Josh, who's been with me now for 2 years, and Chad's been with me 5 years. And I told them they've got 5 more years with me. Okay. Um, and I'll be 7 in 5 years because I don't want to do this when I'm 70.
Yeah.
But I also think as long as I can think and as long as I can talk, I love what I do.
Mhm.
And I still, the call I made today saying that you're approved. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's, yeah, we just, right before we started, I got a new contract in. This family has never bought a home before, was scared to death that they couldn't. She actually sent me an email. She said, I found you on social media. She said, I'm not low hanging fruit. You're actually going to have to do some work. So she came
I love
in
it.
not thinking that she was going to get approved, that
Yeah.
they're under contract and we're going to close this month. And
Oh,
this family is, and you know what? I never get tired of that. I never get tired of that. Um, I want to do more of this with you. Okay. I want to do more of this. The story, I can't wait to see what happens to you in the next year, the next 2 years, the next 5 years. Because, young lady, there's an it factor. Okay. There's an it factor, and you definitely have it.
wow. My goodness. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So there must be, I'm going to go old school on you right now. Okay. Because where did you go to college?
I went to college at the University of South Carolina upstate.
Okay. All right. So you've heard of Eastern Illinois.
Of course, yes. I went to NIU is where I got my master's.
Okay. Do you know what famous football player went to Eastern Illinois?
Oh gosh. No, I don't.
As an undrafted free agent, has set so many records for the Dallas Cowboys. His name is Tony Romo. Okay.
Okay.
Tony Romo came out of Eastern Illinois. It must be something in the Midwest where you guys just don't give up. Okay. Um,
Oh.
Lady, thank you. So, what's the best way for people to find you?
Yes. So, best way to find me is you can find me on Instagram. My name is Luke Bri. No, it's Luke Goodrich Holmes. I should probably remember that one. My husband, he works with me. He is our administrative role. He's our transaction coordinator. He kind of does all the behind the scenes. So that's why his name's in there too. We also have a podcast actually. And
Right.
so you guys can find us through that. It's called It's Time to Chat with two T's because Chattanooga.
Love it.
And of course, you can Google me, Bri Goodrich. I am affiliated with Keller Williams, and all my contact information is there.
Fantastic. And I'm Kevin Blair with the Kevin Blair team at Element Home Loans. Our website is kevinblairteam.com. If you want more information, if you like this type of information, hit like, hit subscribe, ring that bell, tell a friend to tell a friend. You can actually go to our About page, hit a little button, fill out a short little form to send me some contact information, and I personally will call you. Miss Bri, thank you so much. I can't wait to do more of this with you. I can't wait to watch your success. And thank you for being with me today.
Thank you so much.
All right.